What happens when Hollywood's most legendary tough guy meets daytime? Television's most outspoken host? You're about to find out. And trust me, this confrontation makes Rocky's fights look like playground scuffles. Sylvester Stallone walked into the View studio, expecting a typical promotional interview. But what he got instead was an ambush that left producers scrambling and security rushing to intervene. Joy Behar had her claws out from the moment Stallone sat down. What started as professional pleasantries quickly devolved into the most explosive television moment in recent memory. The morning air in Manhattan was crisp as Stallone's SUV pulled up to the ABC studios. The 77-year-old action star stepped out wearing his signature leather jacket, looking every bit the Hollywood icon. His publicist, Rebecca, walked alongside him. "Remember, Sly, this is supposed to be a light interview about your new documentary," she said. "Keep it positive. Keep it simple." Stallone nodded. Yeah, I got it. These morning shows are usually pretty straightforward. How hard can it be?" In the green room, he sipped coffee while listening to the usual live TV buzz. Applause, upbeat music, cheerful banter. A young producer entered. "Mr. Stallone, we're ready in 5 minutes. Joy specifically requested to handle your segment." Rebecca raised an eyebrow. "Just Joy, not the whole panel?" "That's what she asked for," the producer said, then vanished. Stallone was led onto the brightly lit set. Joy Behar sat at the curved desk, eyes sharp, her smile not quite reaching her eyes. "Sylvester Stallone, everyone," she announced, gesturing to the guest chair. "Thanks for having me, Joy," Stallone replied, settling in. Joy leaned forward. "So, you've got this new documentary coming out about your life and career. Must be nice to control the narrative for once, right?" Stallone hesitated. "Well, I wouldn't say it's about controlling anything. It's just telling my story honestly. The ups, the downs, the whole journey." "The whole journey," Joy echoed, her tone mocking. "Interesting. Because your journey has been pretty controversial, hasn't it?" Stallone's smile faded. "I'm not sure what you mean by controversial." "Well, let's start with your early career," Joy said, shuffling papers theatrically. "Struggled for years, lived in your car. Some might say you were just another failed actor." "I prefer to think of it as persistence," Stallone replied. "Yeah, I struggled. Most actors do." "But then you wrote Rocky," Joy continued, her tone sharper. "And suddenly you're this overnight success. Except that movie? When you really look at it, it's pretty problematic, isn't it?" Stallone blinked. "Problematic? How so?" "It's the story of a white guy who gets a shot against a black champion. Apollo Creed is portrayed flashy and arrogant, while Rocky is humble. Plays into ugly stereotypes, don't you think?" Stallone's jaw tightened. "That's completely unfair, and you know it. Apollo wasn't a stereotype. Carl Weathers and I worked hard to create something meaningful." "Did you, though?" Joy pressed. "Or did you just tap into America's racial anxieties and package them as an underdog story?" "You're way out of line," Stallone said, voice deepening. "Rocky was about hope. It had nothing to do with race." "Everything has to do with race in America," Joy snapped. "And successful white men like you have a responsibility." "Lady, I grew up poor in Hell's Kitchen," Stallone interrupted. "My father left when I was a kid. I know what struggle looks like." "Oh, please, spare me the sob story," Joy waved dismissively. "You've been privileged your whole career. You've made millions playing the same character over and over." Stallone stood up. "You know what? I didn't come here to be lectured by someone who's never created anything except controversy." "Oh, so now the tough guy is going to intimidate me?" Joy sneered. "Lady, I'm just standing up. If that scares you, maybe you shouldn't pick fights with people twice your size." Joy smiled. She was getting exactly the reaction she wanted. "Let's talk politics," she continued. "You've been vocal about your conservative views. Don't you think that's hypocritical for someone who made a fortune playing working-class heroes?" "My politics are my business," Stallone said, tense. "And working-class people can have different opinions." "Are they allowed to when you support policies that hurt them? You live in Beverly Hills, complain about taxes. while playing characters who struggle to pay rent. "You don't know anything about what I support," Stallone growled. Joy pulled out an article. "You've donated to politicians who oppose union rights." "Interesting, considering Rocky was about the underdog." "Rocky was fiction," Stallone said through clenched teeth. "My political contributions are nobody's business." "Everything's public when you're a public figure," Joy shot back. "Especially when you're being hypocritical. You made millions playing war heroes. But what did you do when your country called? Did you serve in Vietnam?" Stallone went pale. "That's completely inappropriate. My military status is not for you to judge." "Why not?" Joy pressed. "Don't people deserve to know if their heroes actually served?" "I had a medical deferment," Stallone said tightly. "From birth complications. But that's private." "Oh, how convenient," Joy smirked. "Didn't want to risk your pretty face?" Stallone stood again, furious. "You have no idea what you're talking about." "Sit down," Joy ordered. "You're on my show." "Your show?" Stallone laughed bitterly. "This is a hit job. You invited me under false pretenses." "I invited you to ask questions others won't," she said smugly. "To hold celebrities accountable." "For what?" Stallone demanded. "For inspiring people? For building a career from nothing? For perpetuating toxic masculinity," Joy answered coldly. "For glorifying violence. For outdated gender roles," Stallone laughed. "Have you even watched my movies?" "I've seen enough," Joy said. "They're all the same. Men solving problems with fists, women as trophies. It's prehistoric." "They fight for what's right," Stallone countered. "They protect people. That's not toxic. Maybe the problem isn't with my films. So you don't see a problem with teaching young men violence is the answer?" "I see a problem with people like you twisting everything ugly," Stallone said. "My characters don't start fights. They finish them." Joy smirked. "Looks like you're having a tantrum. Now because someone finally called you out." "You're not criticizing," Stallone said. "You're assassinating my character." "I'm doing my job," Joy replied coldly. "Ambushing guests is not journalism," Stallone snapped. "It's bullying." Joy smiled wider. "Did you expect softballs? Basic human decency?" "Exactly," Stallone said. "But that's too much to ask." Joy mocked. "Human decency? That's rich coming from someone who glorified gun culture." "I never did," Stallone said. "My characters use weapons to protect. And made millions from toy guns. Video games promoting violence to kids," Joy replied. Stallone stared at her. "You tear down people better than you and call it justice." Joy laughed. "You mean richer than me?" "No," Stallone said. "I mean people who create, who risk, who mean something." Joy's face darkened. "I've been in this business longer than you, pal." "Doing what?" Stallone asked. "Saying outrageous things? That's not earning anything. That's just being a professional troublemaker." Silence filled the studio. "You don't get to talk to me like that," Joy said. "Then you shouldn't have started this," Stallone replied. "You wanted a fight." "Well, you got one." Joy's composure cracked. "You're just another aging star trying to stay relevant. When was your last meaningful movie? When was your last helpful word on TV?" Stallone fired back. "I speak truth to power." Joy shouted. "No, you're just cruel," Stallone said. "There's a difference between asking hard questions and being a bully." "I am not a bully." "You're no journalist either," Stallone said. "You ask for reactions, not truth." "How dare you?" Joy shouted. "This is my show." "I'm not insulting you," Stallone replied. "I'm describing your behavior." Joy stood, voice shaking. "That's it? I don't have to listen to this from some washed-up actor." "Washed up?" Stallone smirked. "After all that, that's the best you've got?" "Security!" Joy screamed. 2 guards entered. One approached cautiously. "Sir, I have to ask you to come with me." Stallone stood with dignity. "I understand. You're just doing your job." As he left, he turned. "Joy, you had a chance for a real conversation. Instead, you chose pettiness." "Don't lecture me," Joy yelled. "You're a bitter, angry person," Stallone said. "Not journalism, not activism, just sad." "You're nobody," Joy screamed. "And yet here you are, threatened by a nobody, Stallone said. What does that say about you? He turned to the audience. I'm sorry you had to see that. You came for something better. The audience applauded, slowly, then louder. A standing ovation. Sit down, Joy screamed. Stop clapping! But they didn't stop. As Stallone reached the exit, he turned and waved, that famous crooked smile lighting up the room. We love you, Rocky, someone shouted. Joy stood alone, the applause for Stallone ringing louder than her voice could reach. She was left surrounded by empty chairs, cameras still rolling, her downfall complete. A producer approached. Ma'am, are you ready to continue the show? Joy looked around. Cut to commercial, she whispered. And with that, one of daytime TV's most explosive confrontations ended. Joy Behar was left with the fallout. Sylvester Stallone walked away with his dignity, and the respect of everyone watching.